This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
This is Rob Gronkowski from Dudes on Dudes. Applebee's just cooked up the ultimate option play with their new Ultimate Trio deal. You can choose from 3 of their delicious appetizers and pair them up with 3 sauces for just $14.99. Craft your perfect trio from over 80,000 different combinations in this flavor-packed plate built for one, or to share if you're generous. You can stick with the classic pairings like boneless wings and buffalo sauce, or you can spice things up and try some unexpected pairings like dipping chicken wonton tacos in our honey Dijon mustard. It's time to head to your neighborhood Applebee's or order online today. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
Country's rising star Bailey Zimmerman just announced his biggest tour yet, the 2026 Different Night Same Rodeo Tour, hitting over 30 cities across the U.S. and Canada. He's coming off a sold-out 2025 run, and now he's back with a new album and a massive arena show. The star's sophomore album, Different Night Same Rodeo, is out now, featuring the #1 hit, Backup Plan, with Luke Combs, and fan favorites like Lost, Holy Smokes, and Holding On. Want more? Fans can upgrade with VIP packages that include premium seats, exclusive merch, and access to Bailey's pre-show soundcheck party. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com.
Hey, it's Brian Christopher. Ready to chill this summer? You're in luck. I'm hanging out at Chumba Casino, and you're in for a treat. Chillax with hundreds of games, daily bonuses, exciting spins, and epic prizes. It's all here, always free to play. Kick back, have fun, and head to ChumbaCasino.com. Let's make this summer legendary.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T&Cs. 21 plus.
You got that in me. And 1, 2, 3, and Fox. Joining us now, Slayton native Alan Roach in stadium.
Hang on 1 second.
In stadium box at U.S. Bank Stadium for Minnesota Vikings football at Mile High. Roach is where you find a Roachy. He's the Vox of all Voxes ever to box, and forever wants to remind us the white zone is for loading and unloading of passengers only. Please continue driving. He'll be on the mic at U.S. Bank Stadium this Sunday, beginning early, somewhere in the 9 o'clock hour, reminding us gates for U.S. Bank Stadium open in 30 minutes. And then we got the boom, and then we got Roachy, talking about players and downs and distances and stuff like that. Hopefully there's some good news from the old neighborhood this weekend. Get to 2-1, take off for Dublin on Thursday evening. Play/beat A-Raj and the Pittsburgh Steelers out Ireland way a week from Sunday. Then Monday, fly to London Heathrow and get all bedded down on Monday. And then Kevin O'Connell, coach of the Minnesota Vikings, undoubtedly will be joining us from across the pond for X's and O's a couple of Tuesdays from now. And that ought to be a grand old time in Cheerio-like fashion. We'll make sure we mind the gap. And hopefully the gap we are minding is not like a gap between a team atop the NFC North and a team that is going through some injury-related turmoil and is finding it tough to win games. But that shouldn't be the case. And joining us now is the Vox of all Voxes ever to Vox. Paul Allen, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Minnesota.
Good morning, adjacent to Red Rocks. Tough one on many levels against the Falcons, Vox. And the first time we've done a game at home, I mean, you and I, me on one mic, you on the other, in which the Vikings failed to score a touchdown since a Dallas game in 2022. How'd you handle the whole day? And good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I was more excited about last Sunday night than I think I have been for any game in the 10 years of U.S. Bank Stadium, including the playoff game, which resulted in the Minneapolis Miracle, including the playoff game against the Giants, including opening night against the Packers way back at 2016. I just felt an energy that I had not ever felt before. And I could feel that partly from the fans, but a lot of it was just from myself, the excitement of, welcoming home Adam Thielen and getting to announce the NFC Offensive Player of the Week and just all of the positive feelings there were in that building. And then the Vikings kind of broke out their best first preseason game type performance. It was disappointing. It was crushing. It was hard. And it wasn't only a couple of minutes after the game. I told everyone in my booth who's, throwing things and kicking things and saying bad words, like, hey, the best part of today is this counts as only one loss.
Yes, sir. And
it maybe looked like 6 losses, but it was only one loss.
Right. And I don't know if the conversation we had last week about, they're going to introduce the offense, right? Who goes first, who goes last, who's the penultimate, stuff like that. I don't know if it was your advice that triggered this, but indeed, they started with Adam Thielen, which was a brilliant idea, Vox.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it had nothing to do with my advice. I think that was probably just, you knew that you were going to have the JJs at the end, and instead of, mashing the 3 big ones all together at the end, why not come out of the box with a big one? I think they could have figured that out. Maybe I gave them a little push, but.
Hey, I want to get in the weeds a little bit, and I have a purpose. When the Vikings score a touchdown, what do you say from your Vox box? And no need to boom it, but we obviously can't hear you because of our headphones. So say Jordan Mason scores on a run from the 5. What does the operation sound like into your microphone?
Actually nothing.
Okay.
The second the referee puts his hands up for a touchdown, it is Let's Go Crazy by Prince and the bang, 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 bang pyrotechnics.
Okay.
The first thing I say after a touchdown, and I'll be honest, many times I don't say it at all because the crowd is so loud and kind of the operation moves pretty quickly. The first thing I have an opportunity to say is, lining up for an extra point.
Yeah.
But lots of times I leave that out. So a lot of times the first time I talk is about a minute and a half after a touchdown, and that's when they, do the extra point. Then they show the replay with the best PA announcer in the history of the NFL giving the play-by-play of JJ throwing to Justin Jefferson for 36 yards and a touchdown. And then I come on and say, that Viking scoring drive, 12 plays, 78 yards, minute 20 off the clock.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Alan Roach, at Mile High Roach, Vox of all Voxes ever to Vox, in Stadium Vox, U.S. Bank Stadium, also does the same thing at Ball Arena for the Avs, Super Bowls, whole thing, easily. What about third downs and the Vikings defense is on the field? Do you, let's say, really amp it up?
Yeah, and that's something fans probably, if you're a newish fan, you don't know that it's ever been any different. I don't remember exactly what year it was. I'm guessing it was 10 years ago-ish now. It was before U.S. Bank Stadium opened, so I guess maybe 12 or 14 years ago now. It was improper and in the rule book of the NFL that a PA announcer could never, quote unquote, incite the crowd at any time. Now, it probably still happened in places, but the NFL also came down on that. I can remember announcing some Super Bowls where the NFL staff in my room were saying, you're getting too excited for a first down or you're getting too excited for a third down. You need to mellow out and keep it flat.
Wow.
So that all changed about 12 or 14 years ago. Now, a PA announcer, from the time a play ends until there's 20 seconds on the clock, a PA announcer can be as insightful as they wish to be.
Yeah.
Now, most PA announcers wait till third down to get that kind of insightful thing, and that's what we do. On third down, I will say, first they play the horn, and then I say, it's third down and 14 yards to go. I have to be done inciting when there's 20 seconds left on the play clock. Now, between 20 seconds and 15 seconds, I can talk normally with no insightfulness.
Yeah.
But there can be no music that plays between 20 and 15.
But
I mean, there's pages in the rule book about how that works.
okay, define insightfulness.
Insightfulness, I guess, would be talking in a very excited manner, favoring the home team.
Okay. Well, I'd like to read 3 paragraphs from a story. Chad Abbott, the executive producer for the Vikings Audio Network, sent me yesterday. You may or may not know this, but it just popped this week. It involves a man named Dale Carter, not the stud corner who used to play for the Chiefs, the public address announcer at Arrowhead for Chiefs games. And here it is. The Kansas City Chiefs' longtime public address announcer abruptly quit after 16 years following a disagreement with the team. His name's Dale Carter. And he had been one of the Chiefs' PA announcers responsible for helping guide game day over the booming speakers inside Arrowhead Stadium since 2009. He explained the fallout with the franchise was centered around his iconic "It's third down" call, which had become synonymous with the football experience in Kansas City. Now, Carter said, last season, as we were heading into the playoffs, the people I work for, 65 TPT Productions, told me they were hearing from a high level that someone had heard another PA guy at another stadium really ramp it up on third down, and they wanted me to experiment with different calls. Now, he put this on Facebook last Friday. Some of you caught on to that and mentioned that you noticed. I didn't agree with what they wanted me to do, but I've always been a team player and tried to do whatever they wanted me to try until this week. Carter said he received a call Tuesday, September 9th, informing him, quote, they wanted the other PA guy, the one who does pregame activities and reads the commercials in game, to start doing the third down call to shake things up. And Carter quit. So do you know Dale Carter? And what do you think of that?
I don't know Dale. I did see the story. It came out probably 6-ish days ago before the Chiefs played at home for the first time last week. Mm-hmm. What do I think of that? A couple of things. Number one, I guess I have to have some admiration for Mr. Carter to be able to say to himself, you know what? This is the way I do it. This is my style, and I'm not going to change. And he was very, very kind to the Kansas City Chiefs after this happened. He wrote a long letter, social media, thanking the Chiefs for 16 years, saying what an amazing experience it was. But the part I don't understand is how he could possibly give up that job. Announcing for the Minnesota Vikings is the greatest job in the world I have ever had, and it's the greatest job in the world I will ever have because of how I feel about the Minnesota Vikings and have for 59 years of life on this planet. I don't want to give the Vikings any any ideas, but I'm not sure what the Vikings could say to me that would make me step aside.
Yeah.
It's too bad. And I get it. I mean, if the Vikings were to tell me, oh yeah, by the way, we're going to bring in another guy to do third down and we're going to bring in another guy to do starting lineups. I guess maybe 10 years from now, when I'm 70 years old, I could understand that a little. But, when I'm kind of considered what I would feel in my prime, I'm doing as good as I've done in my career, that would sting for sure.
All right. Well, again, it says here, there was somebody of high level variety who was at another stadium and heard another PA guy really amp it up on third down. What if it was you?
Oh my gosh.
What if he was at US Bank Stadium and he heard your third down and all of a sudden, Mr. Carter, we want you to do it like this?
This goes back to those 14 years ago when the rule changed. And PA announcers, and they don't think of it on their own. I'm sure it's, a collaboration with, their bosses and people in the game entertainment department that decide how they're going to do it. There's 32 NFL teams. I would guess that somewhere around 20 to 26 of the 32 teams pretty much do the same thing. And it's third down.
Hey! Wow, that was nice.
And that's how far it goes. I chose way back when, after 2 weeks of listening to PA announcers in the background of TV, that I didn't want to do the exact same thing as everyone else did. So I threw in the yards to go, and I tried to make the yards to go maybe the more exciting part of my call is it's third down and 17 yards to go.
Right.
And so that's the insightfulness that I brought to it. And
I got it.
So there's not a whole lot of things you can do. There's not a whole lot of other ideas, but I tried to find one.
Alan Roach at Mile High Roach via the X Machine. You'll hear him at US Bank Stadium this weekend, Vikings and Cincinnati Bengals. By the way, thanks for taking us in the weeds and all that. At least I found it very interesting. So it's Wentz and Browning. So on and so on. Mason and Xavier Scott and maybe Cam Akers. The Vikings, how do they beat the Bengals?
Well, they play to their ability, which they have not done yet in this regular season outside of, 9 minutes in Chicago against a team that we're finding out maybe isn't very good. The injury thing is real, and yep, it's next guy up, and that's why you're on the roster, and we move right along, and we're not going to change anything because we have guys out. This is who we are. This is what we do. But now we need to be who we are, and we need to do what we do. They certainly have the ability, and the other part of that, again, is being at home. And even though fans left in the fourth quarter last week shaking their heads and thinking, I've been so excited for this game for 7 months or 7 days or 7 hours or whatever it was, and I don't remember the last time I've been this disappointed and disgusted leaving a Viking game. Those same people are going to be back on Sunday. They're going to be there at 11:45. They are going to cheer, and they are going to scream when we announce the defense, and they're going to be ready when the ball is snapped. And the Vikings need to take advantage of that at home and use that 12th man and just play to their ability.
Does it, Alan, does it pain you the Packers look so good, in fact, good enough to eat?
I choose not to think about it or talk about it, and I cannot tell you how pleasant it is to live 700 miles away from the border so that I don't have to run into a green and gold bozo every couple of hours.
Lastly, will we hear or see you in Dublin or London the next few weeks?
Sad story. The Vikings are the visiting team. So the NFL has decided that it's probably not right to tell the Pittsburgh Steelers that the Vikings guy is going to announce your home game in Dublin, and they're not going to tell the Browns that we're going to have the Vikings guy announce your home game in London. So I won't do either of those games. I am going to come to London as a spectator.
Ooh, nice.
If you need a spotter, PA, I'm available. And then I will do the second game in London, which is the Jets and the Broncos.
We so at Tottenham Hotspur, this will be the third game that Bursich and I have called from the booth at Tottenham Hotspur. Okay, but two of them up in the corner, enclosed room terrorism. But nevertheless, I'm binoculars raised so I can deal with it. But this year, from what I understand, we're going to call it from the stands. So we're going to be, along with Dublin. We did it in 2013 at Wembley. And then the year we went to Twickenham and played the Browns, we were kind of in the stands there too. It's a second to none experience, but here's the deal. If you're at the game and we slide you into the numbers pointing stat spotter role, pity the person sitting behind you because you're like 6'6", which means, and you're wide, broad shoulders, or broadish, which means you're going to take up like from the 30 to the 50, and they won't even be able to see punch. You're so tall.
Hey, sometimes life is like a lottery. You win and you lose.
Well, we have won with you, having you 9 to noon and becoming friends with you.
Can I say something?
Yes, sir.
Can I say something for a minute that might get me nominated for the preposterous statement? But I've thought of this ever since last Sunday night, too. And all of the coming down on J.J. McCarthy, and yes, the young man is going through the growing pains. We knew it would happen. Maybe we hoped it wouldn't be as extreme. There's been problems. He needs to get better. However, he was sacked 6 times last week, and I'll leave it up to Bursich and the experts with X's and O's to decide how many of those sacks were his fault. I'm guessing not very many. The offensive line has had a lot of injuries. It's not lived up to its expectations. Here's my preposterous statement. On those 6 sacks, if instead of sacks, JJ would have thrown the ball, and let's say he completed 66% of those 6 passes, that's 4 passes. If he'd have completed 4 of those sacks for 15-yard gains, the Vikings would have won that game last
box. That's a great box right there. So what's the preposterous part of it?
Well, just that I guess if candies and nuts were if ifs and buts were candies and nuts, what a party we'd have. But the Vikings were not very far away from winning that game. Correct. Atlanta is no juggernaut. The Vikings defense bent 17 times, but did not break 5 times with the field goals. The Vikings were in that game. There was a lot more than J.J. McCarthy that went wrong with the offense.
And put this in your back pocket, just as the fan, Mile High Roach, Vox of all Voxes, ever to Vox. There are 2 teams in the NFL through 2 weeks who have yet to allow a first down when it's 3rd and 6 or longer. And the Minnesota Vikings are one of those teams. I think teams are 0 for 12. So, yeah, there are good things taking place, but it's this voluminous laundry list of injuries right now at this stage of the season. Not just here, but it's other places too. But holy cow, that's quite debilitating. But we'll get around it this weekend. And God bless you and your family, my friend, and I'll see you this weekend.
Thank you, PA. Love you, Skull.
Love you too. That is Alan Roach, the Vox of all Voxes, ever to Vox. It's 3rd down. It's the penultimate segment today, 9 to noon, around the corner. So,
hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Life moves fast. A new home, a new baby, a new chapter. But without an estate plan, your future's still vulnerable. With Trust and Will, you can name guardians, start a trust, create healthcare directives, and more. All online in about an hour. It's attorney designed, state specific, and built to protect what you love. Plans start at just $199, and every plan is safe, secure, and kept completely private. From families with young kids to adults caring for aging parents, Trust and Will makes it simple to take control, without a law office, paperwork stress, or court delays. Go to trustandwill.com and use code RADIO to save 20%. Start your plan today. Don't wait for life to force your hand. Estate planning is one of the smartest, most loving things you can do. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
Trust and Will.
There's a moment every parent remembers. The day their child takes off on 2 wheels. With Guardian Bikes, that moment comes as early as 2 years old, and with less stress and frustration. These bikes are built just for kids. Lightweight frames, low center of gravity, easy-to-use brakes. Everything about Guardian is designed to help kids ride confidently, often in just 1 day, no training wheels needed. And because Guardian bikes are designed and assembled right here in the USA, you know they're built to last. With care in every detail. Their patented Sure-Stop braking system stops both wheels with a single lever, helping your child stop safely without tripping forward or losing control. Right now, save hundreds when comparing Guardian to its competitors at GuardianBikes.com and get a free lock and pump when you join their newsletter, a $50 value. Visit GuardianBikes.com today to save and help your child learn an essential life skill safely. Guardian Bikes, built for your kid and for the memories you'll never forget.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Don't leave.
Van.
Vikes Bites 9 to noon, brought to you always by Thousand Hills Lifetime Grazed Grass-Fed Beef. And you can shop online, of course. A box of meat shows up at your doorstep. You've heard Ben Lieber, the ads that he has voiced for Thousand Hills. They're proud sponsors of Gophers Athletics. That's on the training table. Our favorite athletes in maroon and gold are eating Thousand Hills nutrient-dense beef. Regenerative agriculture, part of that process that I don't understand, but they understand it at a high level, which is why it's so good. You can also get Thousand Hills at your local co-ops locations, Coburn's, Kowalski's. They're all over the place. And it's a Clearwater, Minnesota company. So elite beef from Minnesota. And we dig it. Vikes Bites, we're going to start here. Yesterday, this injury situation, you heard part of that conversation with Alan Roach towards the end of the last segment. It's just the injury situation is real. I think that's how the Vox of all Voxes ever to Vox put it. And it just doesn't end. For our favorite football team is now Aaron Jones will be placed on injured reserve. So for at least the next 4 weeks, no Jones in the backfield with Jordan Mason. And I was waiting for official confirmation. At some point, it was just kind of a joke, really, over the course of the summer. Like, all right, well, we wait, and maybe it's October, maybe it's November. At some point, the team's going to bring this guy back.
From the Vikings 37, 10-6 Lions, first possession of the second half. The Lions have never had the 1 seed in the history of Detroit Lions football. Darnold under center, gives it to Akers. Nice hole, up the middle of the 40, 45. Sprints the Lions territory to the 40, runs to the 30, gets the boundary at the 15, down at about the 6. Cam Akers with a 58-yard run, first and goal, Minnesota.
It became official via my email inbox at 10:58 a.m. I saw it from the Minnesota Vikings. They're bringing back Cam Akers. Welcome back, Cam. Now, Cam spent 6 games. He played a total of 6 games during the 2023 season with the Vikings. And, of course, then a total of 12 games. So we brought him back earlier last year, and now we brought him back into week 3 in 2025. Maybe 2026, we just sign him in the summer, and then we don't have to worry about any late or ingoing transactions. But you heard that run. You heard how valuable he was, albeit it was in a loss. In the last 2 games of the season were dreadful, to say the least, both in prime time against the Kitties. You're 0-4 in the red zone. I think 0-3 in goal to go inside the 10. spots in that game. You lose out on the 1 seed, and then you get hammered on by the Rams, like 9 sacks in that wild card game. And Darnold is now a Seahawk. But how valuable he was in stretches, because now, speaking of Aaron Jones, who I think until last year had not played a full season in his NFL career. I don't have his entire stat list in front of me. But that's why it was so important last year. You're seeing, wow, he was in 17 games. Wow, career high in touches. And so, but with that said, at the end of the year, and you hear Cam Akers in that highlight, I think you have to be in some ways truthful about it to the extent of Aaron Jones played in all 17 games a year ago, which is good. But how effective was Aaron Jones as far as what you were getting out of him towards the end of the season? So, and that's why, again, as nutty as it sounds, love Aaron Jones, excited for Showtime to get healthy and get back on the field. Cam Akers, in some respects,
Sorry about that.
That's all good. Was more productive. Just talking about Aaron Jones, made all the games, made all the dances, and I played that long run he had against the Kitties with the division and the 1 seed on the line in the finale last year. Just he had a little more juice, it felt like, specifically at the back end of last season, even than Aaron Jones did, from my perspective at least. And but he has been now signed and is joining the Vikings for the 3rd straight year in season.
Right.
So welcome back, Cam. He will be part of, I believe he was signed to the practice squad.
For some, familiarity breeds contempt. With Cam Akers and Kevin O'Connell, familiarity breeds comfort.
Yeah.
Where he had him with the LA Rams.
Indeed.
And I have a couple of sneaky Cam Akers related bullet points for the game calling depth chart that I never mentioned I had last year. I'm gonna put him back. I'm gonna put him back on there in case he plays and he backs up Mason. We saw Cam with the Houston Texans warming up with the first preseason game. Pretty sure he was with the Texans in the preseason, and ever joyous. You know, I haven't talked to him a ton outside of those drive-bys.
Did you just say like, "Hey, I'll see you in about 6 weeks"?
Well, that's
got to be the feeling and the vibe these days with him.
Yeah, it was. I think Ben Gessling had a tweet where he's like a tradition like no other.
Yeah.
Well, and actually, you know, with the Aaron Jones situation yesterday, and kind of knowing it would be a little bit, I'm surprised we didn't think about that initially or immediately. It's not like we went down the road of, you didn't press me on, well, what's the 1-2 going to be like?
Right.
And putting the game calling depth chart together, I left that spot open.
Yep.
Not knowing if it was going to be Xavier Scott, but Cam's not going to play special teams for you.
Right.
Xavier Scott will. And that's actually, and with all these injuries that this team and other teams have, that's the next layer that really, really matters, that they talk a lot about in buildings.
Yeah.
In other words, we've lost this guy, so we replace him with this guy. Well, we've already pulled Ty Chandler and C.J. Ham from special teams because they're hurt.
Yep.
Oh, those are two of the better special teams players on the team.
Eric Wilson probably getting a lot of special teams run before the Cashman injury. Now you have to be careful about how you're handling him
You still
in
got
some
that
of those
stat
spots.
You still got that stat, or Pro Football Reference, I believe,
I stopped paying for the additional.
But I think Pro Football Reference, I'm sure we can find it.
You looking for like snap counts and stuff?
For defense and special teams.
Hang tight a second.
Because, you know, we got Cashy for at least a fair amount of the game against the Bears. And Wilson was all over special teams there. And but the last game.
Yeah, for instance, so he played 90% of special teams.
He did.
And in the first game.
Yep.
37% on defense. So, it was early third quarter, mid third quarter when we lost Cashman.
Mm-hmm.
Played 100% of the defense the other night against the Falcons. Less than half of special teams. Only took 11 special team snaps against the Falcons.
So now.
So who carries that water?
Okay, so, I mean, Cam Akers and or Xavier Scott. Okay, for the role they're going to have in this individual game.
Yeah.
It's if Cam Akers were the backup running back, do you think that there would be a massive difference between Scott and Akers in this individual game?
In offensive snaps?
Correct.
Actually, I would.
Well, no, not number of snaps. Let's say performance. So it's okay. They're not going to put Cam Akers in a pass protection situations, period?
Probably not.
Or a very few.
Yeah.
So,
and that would be the same with Xavier Scott.
You can go and push that off to the side.
Right.
So, unless Scott's banged up and he can't play.
I kind of wonder if.
But the special teams bit is Scott is, he's going to establish himself, hopefully, as one of the better special teams players in the Covenant.
Yep.
But now, if he's the designated 2 in practice, getting a voluminous amount of those reps, what's that pulling away from?
Yeah, I think that Jordan Mason is going to get the lion's share of everything to the extent with maybe a handful of carries. I mean, we plucked him off a practice squad, so it's not like I'm pretty confident we got him off a practice squad. I don't remember him being active.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
might have been the Saints, but I know he was with the Texans week 1 of the preseason because I saw it.
I think Saints is
unless I went Brian Flores on it, 75 yards across the field to a coaching fellowship intern who was here, who used to play for the Jets and wears his hat the same way, has the same round shoulders, about the same height. What's up, Flo?
Well, so he was released. He signed with the Saints in June.
Yeah.
I think we have a Flores situation here with you.
What do you mean?
Because he was with the Saints until he was released in August.
Mm-hmm.
So he would not have been here for the Texans preseason
Really?
game. Yeah.
I thought he was on the Texans preseason roster.
I think you're remembering the Texans because that was take 2. That was a year ago when we opened the season, and it was Grugier Hill picking off C.J. Stroud. Cam Akers was on the squad then.
That's right.
And I believe we picked him up, let's call it like mid-October.
That's right.
So I think, so you called somebody else on the Texans Cam Akers. It could have been Toto.
Oh, no, it was Cam Bynum. That's right. Cam Bynum left the Vikings and went to the Texans in free agency. And now we're going Dan Cole, the common man, on it. A, not as good.
Well, first of all, you stunned me because I couldn't tell whether you were serious.
I know. Yeah, I needed a No, I kept my face.
You did.
If I changed my face, then you chortle like you just did.
You held it. You held it well. But he's on the practice squad at the moment for the Vikings. Cam Akers is. I assume eventually, as they make other decisions throughout the week, that he finds his way to the active roster by Sunday. Desmond Ridder. He's not going to the practice. He's signed to the active roster. He's QB3.
Wow.
Now at this point. So former Falcon and most recently, I believe, Las Vegas Raider. And we didn't see him. I don't know how we missed him. 2023, maybe he was hurt. He played in 15 games, but he didn't play in that game against the Vikings and Dobbs, did he?
No, wasn't that Aiden O'Connell?
Oh, it was something.
Yeah, it was Aiden O'Connell.
Well, Aiden O'Connell was with the Raiders.
Oh, we've seen Ridder.
Ritter was with the Falcons.
Yeah, I think it feels like we've seen Ridder at some point of the equation.
Well, this is incredibly impressive prep work by yours truly.
Well,
I apologize.
No, that's fine. Don't go. If you go to Pro Football Reference, then you go to game logs, and you think you're going to be able to get that drop down for teams against whom they played.
He did not log a game against the Vikings.
He hasn't played the Vikings?
He hasn't played the Vikings. I wonder if he was hurt or what the deal was.
Oh, wait.
Remember how...
No, that was Jake Browning when he was with the Las Vegas Raiders, and Mullins beat him 3-0, and Jaron Hall threw the hospital ball to Jordan Addison. That's right.
Let me see. It was 28-31. Dobbs.
He just went Bursich on it and gave the score backwards.
Remember how it was... How am I forgetting this? It was the Heineke game to Jonnu for 60 yards. The Falcons game 2 years ago.
That was Atlanta, yeah.
He was playing for Ridder in that game.
Oh, that's right.
Jaron Hall to Johnny Munn.
That's right. Desmond Ridder was their quarterback. That's right. And he couldn't get to the game. So Heineke, yeah, that's right. Heineke and did we had with the Dobbs bit. That's right. The Vikings won pretty much right at the wire in that game. Dobbs to Brandon Powell.
Touchdown on fourth down, maybe, to Powell?
Touchdown to Powell. I don't know if it was fourth down.
And Jaron Hall at the doorstep.
Yep.
One drive. Concussion.
There were two players who hit him near the goal line. One of them currently is on the Minnesota Vikings. Who was it?
Oh, wow.
Two players hit him near the goal line, and one is currently on the Minnesota Vikings. This one... There they come.
Now show us,
nice job.
Please, what you can do, Jeff Okuda.
I love that.
Well, I guess we know what he could do. He could knock young, aspiring quarterbacks out of games at the goal line.
He's just playing the game.
Is this and now he has it? Can we get people healthy, please? Concussions, head injuries, don't like them, don't want them in our lives.
I'm just
want
happy
our cats back.
You got some pop in your voice right now after the middle afternoon texting of your friend/announcer yesterday.
Well, the way that we've been framing it up, and we're hopelessly late. We got to pause. The fact of the matter is, what we spent all summer getting excited for, and I hope Vikings fans were as excited and pumped about what we were to see as we were. You have an awful three-quarter stretch, but you get out alive on the back of 3 touchdown drives in the fourth from the kid QB, including the exclamation point rushing TD at Soldier Field.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's hurt. Everybody's hurt right now. And so let's get healthy. Let's get a pop. Can you give me a guy that's going to come back this week potentially?
I'm going to give you a tease right now.
Okay. All right. I'm calming down again.
When we return, the Minnesota Vikings running game, the rushing attack, has had some talkability to it pretty much since Kevin O'Connell got here. Through 2 games, I want to share something with the audience about the Minnesota Vikings running game and just see what they think.
Okay.
And it involves J.J. McCarthy. 9 to noon returns after this.
Hey, it's Brian Christopher. Ready to chill this summer? You're in luck. I'm hanging out at Chumba Casino, and you're in for a treat. Chillax with hundreds of games, daily bonuses, exciting spins, and epic prizes. It's all here, always free to play. Kick back, have fun, and head to ChumbaCasino.com. Let's make this summer legendary.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See T&Cs. 21+.
Life moves fast. A new home, a new baby, a new chapter. But without an estate plan, your future's still vulnerable. With Trust and Will, you can name guardians, start a trust, create healthcare directives, and more. All online in about an hour. It's attorney-designed, state-specific, and built to protect what you love. Plans start at just $199, and every plan is safe, secure, and kept completely private. From families with young kids to adults caring for aging parents, Trust and Will makes it simple to take control, without a law office, paperwork stress, or court delays. Go to trustandwill.com and use code RADIO to save 20%. Start your plan today. Don't wait for life to force your hand. Estate planning is one of the smartest, most loving things you can do. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
Trust and Will. There's a moment every parent remembers. The day their child takes off on 2 wheels. With Guardian Bikes, that moment comes as early as 2 years old, and with less stress and frustration. These bikes are built just for kids. Lightweight frames, low center of gravity, easy-to-use brakes. Everything about Guardian is designed to help kids ride confidently, often in just 1 day, no training wheels needed. And because Guardian Bikes are designed and assembled right here in the USA, you know they're built to last. With care in every detail. Their patented SureStop braking system stops both wheels with a single lever, helping your child stop safely without tripping forward or losing control. Right now, save hundreds when comparing Guardian to its competitors at GuardianBikes.com and get a free lock and pump when you join their newsletter, a $50 value. Visit GuardianBikes.com today to save and help your child learn an essential life skill safely. Guardian Bikes, built for your kid and for the memories you'll never forget.
This is Rob Gronkowski from Dudes on Dudes. Anyone else feeling hungry? Because Applebee's just cooked up the ultimate option play with their new Ultimate Trio deal. You can choose from 3 of their delicious appetizers and pair them up with 3 sauces for just $14.99. Craft your perfect trio from over 80,000 different combinations in this flavor-packed plate built for one, or to share if you're generous. You can stick with the classic pairings like boneless wings and buffalo sauce, mozzarella sticks and marinara, or brew pub pretzels and white cheddar beer cheese. Or you can spice things up and try some unexpected combinations like dipping chicken wonton tacos in their honey Dijon mustard. The choice is yours. The Ultimate Trio is the perfect way to hit all your cravings in one plate and turn appetizers into an entree. It's time to head to your neighborhood Applebee's or order online today. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
So through 2 games, the Vikings have 3 runs this year of 10 yards or longer. Okay, that's that number needs to increase. McCarthy has 2 of them. Jordan Mason has 1 at 19 yards. So just keep that in mind. The quarterback who's not playing has 2 of the runs this year, 14 and 16, that are longer than 10. So we'll see how that develops this weekend at noon for the Boom against the Bengals. Program's next. The program, that is. I'm Paul Allen. Here comes Big Daddy Khan with a wrap on the show.
Good stuff.
The game is over.
Now, what did I do wrong?
Just listen. Just listen. Time for 2 more.
So tomorrow we'll play real music for bumpers. It's always a hit, kind of like the Big Dumper, making memories out west, the M's in Cal Raleigh, while our baseball teams won giant sports folly. Speaking of that, do we still skull? Are we still dreaming of a Bay Area bowl? Or drowning your sorrows in a bottle of Makers while hearkening back to great moments from Cam Akers? And I'm pumping myself up for Wentz. Leaky run D, the offensive offense. Everything is wonky and everything is hurt, and I just realized I have a stain on my shirt. But it'll be Carson versus Jake Browning. Is that what the marquee says? Man, are you clowning? Just get Gink back and make this defense fun. Again, still feeling our team Monday 2-1. Amen, brother!
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show, or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
Only Murders in the Building official podcast is now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+. Join host Michael Cyril Creighton behind the scenes to talk all things Arconia with Steve Martin, Martin Short, Selena Gomez, and more actors, writers, and crew from Season 5. Watch and listen to the new podcast series Only Murders in the Building official podcast, now streaming with new episodes Tuesdays. Listen wherever you get your podcasts. And don't miss Only Murders in the Building, streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.
The day begins at the Chase Sapphire Lounge by the club at Boston Logan Airport. You get the clam chowder. In San Diego, it's tostadas. New York, espresso martini. It's 10 a.m. Why not? It's the quiet before your next flight, the shower that resets your day, the menu that lets you know where you are. This is access to over 1,300 airport lounges and every Sapphire Lounge by the club. And one card that gets you in. Chase Sapphire Reserve, the most rewarding card.
Learn more at chase.com/Sapphire Reserve. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC, subject to credit approval.
Every business has an ambition. PayPal Open is the platform designed to help you grow into yours. With business loans so you can expand and access to hundreds of millions of PayPal customers worldwide. And your customers can pay all the ways they want with PayPal, Venmo, Pay Later, and all major cards, so you can focus on scaling up. When it's time to get growing, there's one platform for all business. PayPal Open. Grow today at paypalopen.com. Loans subject to approval in available locations.
Fox One is now live. It's the new way to stream all your Fox favorites all in one place. That means NFL Sundays and college football games, breaking news with the Fox voices you trust, and your favorite shows streamed as they happen so nothing gets spoiled. With Fox One, you get it all live. Edge-of-your-seat plays, jaw-dropping moments, and that feeling like you're right there in the action. Start your 7-day trial today. Offers are subject to change. Go to Fox One for complete terms and conditions. Fox One, we live for live. Streaming now.